Persians and the olive tree. Far from the city-state of Sparta, another group of Greeks found the ideal or perfect place to build yet another new city-state. That high hill will be the perfect place to build a city around, these Greeks said. There is also a good harbor for boats just a short distance away. So remember, boys and girls, they said they found the ideal place. Ideal is one of our new words this week. It means perfect. Almost all Greek cities were built around high hills. That way, if an enemy tried to attack the lower areas of the city, the people would climb up and gather on the high hill behind the city walls, where it would be harder for the enemy to reach them. Now that this group of Greeks had just found the place they were looking for, they needed a new name for their city. One of the Greek stories tells us that while the Greeks were trying to decide on a name for their new city, an amazing thing happened. Two of the gods appeared to them, to the people, and spoke to them. The first appearance came when the Greeks were gathered at a nearby harbor. The huge, muscular figure of Poseidon rose up from the sea. All around him dolphins leaped and played in the waves, and seabirds circled in the air, towering his head and shoulders that seemed to almost reach the clouds. A person, hear me, little mortals, Poseidon boomed. A mortal is a person who is not a god. So he was calling all these people mortals because they weren't a god like him. Hear me, little mortals, Poseidon boomed. And even those farthest from the shore could hear his loud voice. You would be wise to honor me above all the other gods and goddesses, for as Lord of the Sea, I can bring you good luck in your fishing. He lifted his huge hands and said, Look! Hundreds of fish leaped from the waves and sank back again. He lowered his hands and said, I can also bless the safety of your fishermen while they ride upon my waves, and see to it that the ships which your merchants trade move swiftly. Swiftly is another one of our words, boys and girls. It means very fast. Swiftly and smoothly to distant shores and back home again. I, Poseidon, will do all these things for you and more, if you will honor me. The people were overjoyed. That means very happy. To hear his words, and turning to one another, they said, How wonderful! We shall tell Poseidon that we will pray to him above all the other gods. But, according to the story, before they could say this to the god of the sea, another voice called out to them. Hear me, O people, for I, too, offer you a gift and a blessing. This time it was a female voice they heard, speaking in calm, clear, intelligent tones. All the people turned in the direction of this new voice and saw before them Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war. Athena told the people, The gift I offer to you is this. She too lifted a hand, but instead of anything as dramatic as hundreds of fish leaping up, all that appeared on the ground was one single graceful tree. It grew high and wide on the very spot where a moment before the ground had been empty. This is an olive tree, Athena said. The people did not want to be rude to the goddess, but they whispered to one another, "She offers us one tree? It is a very pretty tree to look at, but it is nothing compared to Poseidon's blessings." Hearing all, Athena smiled and said, "Let me tell you about this tree. One day soon, all of these lands around you, even the rocky hills beyond that are hard to farm, will be covered in groves and groves of these olive trees. From these trees will come the wealth of your city, for you will eat the fruit you pick from these trees and never go hungry. The oil you squeeze from the fruit will be so delicious that its flavor will improve everything you cook. Fill a lamp with the olive oil, set a dry rope in it, and light it on fire, and you will have light in the darkest hour of the night. Mix other sweet-smelling herbs into the oil and rub it on your skin, and you will be healthier and cleaner and smell sweeter. And because the oil will stay fresh in jugs and bottles for a very long time, you can ship it to other lands far and near, for many people will want to have these blessings of the olive for themselves. The tree itself will be a blessing too, for in its shade you will find shelter from the heat of the summer sun and from the cold rains of winter. The wood of this tree will be fine for carving, so you will never lack for bowls, plates, or furniture. The tree will live for hundreds of years, and if a fire burns it down, it will grow again from the stump that is left behind. And I tell you this as the goddess of war. The olive branch will become the symbol of peace. Pray to me when you are in danger, and I will protect you." Athena pointed to the olive tree and said, "Here is food, fortune, and protection that will be the greatest blessings of your people forever if you choose to honor me." The people thought about what Poseidon and Athena had offered, and they came to a decision. They told the goddess of the sea, "Great Poseidon, you have offered us wonderful things. We will always offer prayers to you and be grateful to you for the riches of the sea, however much you choose to share them from your great and generous heart. But we will be the people of Athena and her olive tree." To Athena, the people said, "To show our devotion to you, we will name our city Athens in honor of you and your blessings." And that is how the Greeks came to call their city Athens, from Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war.